Our minds can only do so much. Our minds are kind of like a strange equalizer. The very center of any subject, or just sometimes even just who someone is as an entirety, the center of this equalizer is a neutral point, is almost like limbo or something like that. And everything else is like polar opposites. But the thing is, if you turn, let's say it's a 1,000-band equalizer type of thing, right? If you turn something up here, then on the opposite side, this will turn down over here. You can't change that. It's just part of the way our minds work. And we're also this way on, like, our animality. Okay? Most people throw out the baby with the bathwater when it comes to our animality. You know, they say, well, look at all the bad things we could do if we celebrated our animality. Well, that's those parts of our animality. But most people just throw the whole thing out, and then they say, well, see, these things are really bad about our animality, and they shove this down. Well, because they're not celebrating anything about their animality, they don't realize what it is that gets shoved up when they shove this down. When people are unaware of the things that get turned up, it can cause a lot more problems. When you're unaware of what you're doing, it's going to cause a problem. A lot of people don't see this element in our mindset. People think, oh, you can just do this. No, you can't do that. Or you can do this. No, it won't work. You can't do it. And I see this in I've seen this in everyone. I've seen these kinds of things for a long time. And usually when I don't follow my gut feeling, when I see someone really high, some area that's way up over here, and I don't trust my gut in these things that I see that are way down over here, when I don't trust my gut, I end up regretting it. Like, I'll just say a certain person at the last place that I lived. I didn't want to see it. I have a tendency to want to see the good in everyone, and I sometimes will ignore my gut in that. And I'm just learning you can't. You don't ignore your gut feeling on that. When you see that, really think about it and just be prepared, you know? So I like to celebrate everything about my animality that I can that doesn't hurt anybody. Now, some things that I'll celebrate, like my smell, might make some people uncomfortable. Fine, but it's not hurting anybody. I like to celebrate my animality and my appearance. This nose ring, for instance, some people said, oh, it kind of makes you look like a bull. Well, you kind of get the idea of why I'm wanting to wear it. When people think that they are above other animals and above almost everything in existence on this planet, they're going to get a sense of entitlement that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, that type of sense of entitlement, I have tried very hard to make sure I don't have. I want to make sure that I'm not in that. And that's one area that, you know, when I talked about I used to have a ridiculous sense of entitlement until more recently, it's not in those areas. And it's why it kind of makes me laugh when I see, I'll just say, specific groups here on YouTube and Twitter who go around telling people about your sense of entitlement. You don't even know the tip of this. If that little tiny thing is what you're focusing on when it comes to people's sense of entitlement, it's pathetic. That's like, and it's going against some of our animality. It's going against these things that we are. So You know, when I celebrate these things, I'm pumping some areas up, and I'm cramming down the things that are bad about our animality. It means I'm more in control of the things about my animality. If you're not celebrating any element to your animality, and you're shoving these things down, you're going to have things that are out of control, that are shoved way up there that you're not even going to be aware of. And that's why, personally, I like to celebrate my animality like I do. And if it makes people feel uncomfortable, oh well. In this city, it hasn't seemed to make anyone uncomfortable. In this city, I can be myself. I love this place. I keep saying it in almost every video, but I've never been happier than here.